Looking someone in the eyes while having a conversation is somehow simultaneously overstimulating and understimulating. I'm gonna sound kinda retarded saying this, that's quite alright. But I'm more of a mouth reader than an eye watcher sort of guy. I am much more interested in what the person has to say than what they look like or what they're looking at. For me, trying to talk to someone and looking them in the eyes while they talk, it kind of feels like they're talking with like TV static blaring in the background. I didn't even realize I was like this until the pandemic happened and we started wearing masks and I couldn't read mouths anymore, so I started looking people in the eyes while they were talking and I was like, this feels different. Only time I'm actually giving like eye contact, direct eye contact for like an extended period of time is because I want to fuck that person. It's like the hormones seem to override the retardation. For a while, I thought I was just scared of people, but I ended up telling my mom about it, and she was like, yeah, I read people's lips instead of their eyes too, all the time. She also added that a lot of people don't really notice unless they're like kind of just in your face. I know there are gonna be people in the comments with their PhDs. That's actually an indicator of autism. Nigga, shut up and bag my groceries, Mr. Doctor. I work as the supervisor at the local shoe store. I think I know a little bit more about psychiatry than the average Joe. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if I had autism, but so many people try too hard to claim it nowadays. I'd rather hear that sort of deduction from an actual medical professional. Nah, honestly, especially on Twitter, niggas trying to claim that shit like it's the country they're born from. Autism nationalist type shit. Whole time, a lot of these niggas not even diagnosed. Stolen valor ass moment. It's so weird because like back in the day, a lot of autistic people were treated like shit when I was in school. If I was a modern day autistic nigga, diagnosed autistic, anytime another person claimed they were autistic, I'd be like, nah. Let me see them papers, boy. Show me the Carfax. Y'all trying to steal this neurodivergent group of people's swag after years of them being put down. Get your own style, nigga. How does Kyrie Irving do that shit with the ball? He's got a very signature style of play. Him and Allen Iverson. Like, I don't even watch basketball, by the way, right? I've only ever seen highlights and clips of these players on YouTube. Anytime I click on one of them, I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? How are they doing that? People might think because I'm black and tall that I'm good at basketball, but no, I can't even drive the ball to the left side of the rim. I'm starting to think I'm less autistic and more just brain damaged. Half of the brain just gone, reduced to atoms. And even if I were good at basketball, like on an NBA level, I wouldn't even be 1/16th as good as Kyrie or Al. Them niggas would not have survived the Salem witch trials is all I'm saying, okay? They see him controlling the ball like that, it's raps. Yeah, that nigga is definitely a witch. Let's burn him and then burn the ashes just to be safe. It's getting to the point where I'm thinking these niggas' primary objective probably isn't even winning the game. Like the primary objective for them is to make the other team look foolish. Just styling on them, finessing on them, straight pissing on them. If you play 2K, that's a red flag. I don't think any sane individual would find that shit fun. Play a real man's game like League of Legends. Why am I hearing boos? Why am I hearing boos? That's right, I said League of Legends. League is so shit. League is so shit. Actually, it's a pretty fun game for the majority of the time, but other times, it's just a large dosing of depression and nihilism. They need to delete support as a role from League of Legends, okay? I am shit at League, I'll admit, okay, but the average support player is a Riot AI or bot account sent to games to forcefully decide the winner. I'm not even talking about their gameplay per se, okay? I think it's a good split between getting a good support or bad support. If anything, you get more mediocre supports than actual bad or good supports. But when they're bad, it's game changing. Motherfucking life changing. Support can grief your game so hard, it might make you write a manifesto, to be honest. All jokes aside, this role contains the most amount of psych ward patients. Ironic, I know. Niggas with mental illnesses that haven't been diagnosed yet. The most minute thing happens and that shit will set them off. The most itty bitty inconvenience. Like imagine at a baseball game, one of the batters gets a strike, right? Not a strikeout. Not a strikeout, just one strike. The support player on the team would be like, oh my God, we fucking suck. We should forfeit. And instead of just giving their unwanted opinion and then resuming the game, they start throwing rocks and mud balls at the batter. Yes, a lot of supports will start being disruptive with their gameplay. They'll start doing stuff like taking resources from the jungler if the jungler isn't ganking enough or something like that. Or they'll start taking resources from their carries. The reason why this is bad or not really optimal is because the support, for anyone that doesn't play League, the support has this one item that generates passive income much more higher than any other role in the game. The passive income, that is, not income in general. But that's besides the point. I don't want to nerd out on you guys. These disruptive gameplay patterns, they don't really happen on a regular basis. You know, that's not why I'm losing games or anything like that. My support sucks, that's why I'm losing. But it's almost always a support player doing the griefing due to an emotional response. Maybe they just have more time to be toxic because their role is more macro focused than micro focused. Kind of strange because I always thought support would be the role with the highest amount of emotional intelligence for some reason, or at least the most amount of composure. I could also be taking some of these examples from people that got put on support because their main role was taken for that game, and maybe they're frustrated that they're not playing their main role, so maybe I'm being a little too hard on the supports. But even with that taken into account, even if we divided the amount of support incidents by 2, they'd still be the most toxic. Riot needs to make it so that if you get support as your role for the game, it should just mute you for the entire duration of it. Yes, they can still be toxic by stealing resources and intentionally giving resources to the enemy team, but at least the team will be spared from witnessing a psychotic breakdown. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Today we do have a sponsor. One of the very first sponsors we had in a while. Today's sponsor is, I don't know, my fucking ferret or something like that. Yeah. It's sponsored by my ferret.
You keep reminding me of Johnny Ventura.